So, students of class 8, the same lesson, World War Diaries, but from that grammar check section, we have here the past perfect tense form of the verb. What is told here is most commonly used to refer to an action that has been completed in the past, and before another completed action in the past. So, an action that took place before another action in the past. So there will be two actions. One will take place first and the other a bit later. So in those cases, the first action will take past perfect and the second one will take simple past tense. So that much is here in this slide. Let us move on to the next to see what is there. So here the past perfect tense can be used in a sentence only if the conditions will be mentioned here. First one, it contains two verbs denoting two separate actions completed in the past. So the first condition is that it will have two verbs denoting two separate actions completed in the past, and the second condition is both actions took place at different times in the past. So the times should be different when the actions took place. So these are the conditions. If these conditions are found in a sentence, then we are going to use the past perfect tense in one of them and simple past tense in the other. So examples, incorrect one is told, I had finished my homework last evening. So it is incorrect. There is only one completed action, so past perfect form cannot be used. Here the simple past tense finished must be used. So the correct one, I finished my homework last evening. So you understood maybe. Next one is given, I finished my homework just as the cricket match began. Both verbs are in the simple past tense, as both actions happened at the same time. So when actions happen at the same time, you cannot use past perfect for one and simple past for the other. So at the same time, if two actions take place, both will take simple past tense. Now third correct one, I had finished my homework by the time the cricket match began. So by the time the cricket match began, I had finished my homework. So before the cricket match began, I had finished my homework. So the first action is finishing the homework. So the examples show you something about the use of past perfect tense. Hope you have understood. Now, however, something is told here. The past perfect form can be used alone in a sentence if it is linked closely to another sentence. If it is linked closely to another sentence, then past perfect can be used. I asked him for some money. He had spent it all. I asked him for some money, but he had spent it all. So here the second slide comes to an end, and let us move on to the next slide to see what things are there. Formation of past perfect tense. This tense is formed with the past tense form of to have, had, plus the past participle of the verb, which can be either regular or irregular in form. So regular verb play, had plus played, had played. Irregular verb sing, had sung. So here it is, had sung. This is the way we form that past perfect tense. Had must be there, after that past participle form should be there. So past perfect tense in different sentences, sentence structure. Subject I, we. Affirmative, had finished. If it is negative, hadn't finished. Interrogative, had. Then the subject place is there, finished. So you he, she, it, they had eaten, hadn't eaten, had. The subject you will place there, eaten. So this is how affirmative, negative, interrogative, all these are done in past perfect tense form. Other uses of past perfect tense, one we are having in this slide. In reported indirect speech, when we report others' speech in the indirect form, the verb in the direct speech is converted into the past perfect form. So that rule we know because we have learned how to change the speech of a sentence. In indirect speech, uh, the reporting, the reported verb that is within that, what it is, inverted commas. If it is in the present perfect or simple past tense, then we know it turns into past perfect. So that is another use of this past perfect tense. Now we are moving into the last of the slides and see what is there. Then number 2 rule, in if conditional sentences of the third type referring to hypothetical situations. So number 1 example, if I had known that he was on the opposing team, I would not have played. So this use, you have, you know it. So if is there, I had known, and the second part would not, would not have, could not have, would have, could have. This pattern is used. Second one, if I had worked a little harder, if he had worked a little harder, he could have won. So the same pattern we see here also. And the third one, we would have missed the surprise test if we hadn't gone to school today. So again, in the first part we have this would have, and the other part again as it is, hadn't gone. So these are the uses and the conditions uh, in which we have to use that past perfect tense, and we learned something in the process. So I hope you understood. In the next presentation I will be coming up with some new things. Till that time, bye. Thank you.